What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of 10K on the Bay, my journey to 10,000 live listings. Thank you for joining me. It is late, but I've had a busy day. Thank you for your patience. This is going to be an awesome show. We're going to review first a store that only has 24 listings and does $30,000 to $50,000 per month. Now, I want to do a caveat. They're not doing $30,000 to $50,000 every month. They're only doing it the last 2-3 months of the year during the Christmas fourth quarter toy rush. They sell mainly toys. But in this episode, I'm going to do a few different stores that I've picked. And I'm also going to review 25 people who purchased a review on my eBay store for 22 bucks. So if you guys want to buy one, the link is in the description. You can get a refund for any reason. I stand behind all my services. I don't think anybody on YouTube has reviewed more stores than me or interviewed more resellers. But let's get into it. Robert J56, in my opinion, it looks like a toy dealer, and they're just selling their hottest toys on eBay. Because how else would you get this type of supply, unless you're just a hustler and you're going from state to state to store to get the hottest items? But you're looking here, 24 sold. The thing that brought my attention was the LOL surprise balls. Now I'll give you guys my impressions on this store. First impression, I love this photo. Multiple items in sight, their username in the bottom left, so I can tell it's legit. They have the items in stock. Doesn't matter if you have white background. It lets me know that they have the item in stock, multiple angles. They have at least 6 photos, which is what I think is a good number. I don't think you need to max out all 12 photos on items, but 6 is nice because it fills up this bottom section. 307 sold at least 120 bucks. Now the margin on this, you may ask, I think these were 80 bucks, 80 to $90 depending on your tax rate. So not a huge margin, but 307 sold. And you can imagine as it gets closer to Christmas, you can see this price inching up and up and up. I know some people have only the ability to get 1 or 2, so they're just holding it at 200, hoping, praying that they'll sell before Christmas, because these things are going to tank after the 25th of December. So make sure if you have these, get rid of them before they sell out. Before Christmas comes, because it's not a hot toy after that for the most part. And that's why this person, it appears, sells most of their item the last couple of months of the year. If you want to peep somebody's store, you go to feedback left for others and you can see, wow, 3,713 feedback left with an average sale price of over 100 bucks. You know, potentially up to $500,000 in sales, but that's fantastic for total for how few items they actually sell, especially the variety. So again, this person does not list every day, and their sales are doing great. Let's see here. Great. Let's go to the next one. This is Savvy Shopper Market. Now, this lady is super cool. She wrote me a message. She's a stay-at-home mom. She's a solo operation, and yet she has 2,000 items up for sale with 200,000 listed. Now, this is how you figure out how much you have listed. You go to ebay.com/sh/SL or LST/active. So this is on my account. You can see here I have 121,000, 280,000 listed on this public account. I have a private account I don't share, but on this account you can see I have around 121,000 listed. Now this lady has 200,000 listed, and she's solo and she's a mom. So this should be super inspirational. To be able to do that much on your own is very, very impressive. So let's take a look here. Let's look at her store. Whoa, it's taking a second to load. Savings ahead. I like this background. I apologize. Just staying hydrated. Okay, savings ahead. Looks like a lot of footwear. Love it. So I'm not sure if she's getting these at Marshalls or Ross, or she has a wholesale connect, but very impressive. I like these photos. In my opinion, this is one of the better photos that I have seen on eBay because it's natural, right? You can see both shoes, left and right, and the box, which gives it a different type of a feel. This, in my opinion, looks like a store. People who just list things randomly in their house do not have this type of display. I do not think you need a white background. I think a white background would make the item pop more, but it's not necessary. You can see here 5 views per hour. I personally do not like all caps in the title, but she may be selling similar. She's not. So this she is changing all the titles to all caps. So you can see here, even though at eBay Open they stress don't use all caps because they won't show up, this lady clears $10,000 to $12,000 a month in profit. Um, and I can definitely tell by the prices, relatively expensive. Yeah, when you're selling footwear, and that's why I was saying, guys, the easiest way to six figures is to buy and sell 200 pairs of shoes a week. 100 to 200 pairs of shoes a week at $10 to $20 profit. If you do the math, that's between $2,000 and $4,000 a week profit, depending on your profit margins. So 2,000 items for sale. Let's see if I can do the math here. If you were to sell a percent a day, that's 600 shoes a month at, let's say, $15 profit. That's right there in that $10,000 to $12,000 range. So shoes are fantastic. You don't need to do measurements. If you're a clothing seller on eBay, sell more shoes because it's just easier to scale. So titles are okay. I like putting the $140 in the front of the title because sometimes it's truncated, like right now on my screen, and you can't see the whole thing. So if you put it at the very end, people wouldn't think that it's new. So I like it. I personally like what you've done here and have a different listing for each size, but eBay may consider this spammy. So you may want to try a multi-variable listing with the same SKU. That's also going to save you time. You're also going to rank higher and higher and higher each time one sells. So I would test that, but I like it either way. This way you sort of dominate search unless eBay considers you spamming. Excuse me. Fantastic variety here. Looks like a lot of new wood tags. And again, a lot of the people that I know that scale their businesses sell a lot of new wood tags just because of how much time it saves. Even though it's more capital intensive, it does add up really fast. I like this. You're running a promotion at 10% off. Multiple quantity is fantastic. Free shipping, which is great. You have guaranteed shipping turned on, which is awesome. Let me take a look and see how many of your items are available. Guaranteed shipping. Wonder if you can do it. Guaranteed 3-day delivery. Almost all of them. Almost all these items are guaranteed delivery. That's fantastic. 2,000 items in stock. She asked me specifically what she can do to get to the next level, and I have some pretty interesting ideas here. So I went to eBay yesterday to the headquarters for a meetup and was speaking to one of the employees there who had mentioned this may or may not be true, but it's probably true. There's tens of thousands of sellers that do $1 million or more, right, per year, and that's where I want to get you to. You're doing probably $20,000 to $30,000 a month, but I want to get you to the $80,000 a month and above, and that is a 7-figure seller. And there's tens of thousands of those types of sellers, but there are millions and millions of sellers that do less than that. So we're talking about like 100 times less people actually make it. 1 out of every 100 sellers makes it to the 7-figure level. And I was asking him, what's the difference between, people like myself, like I'm in that 6-figure range. What's the difference between myself and somebody in the 7-figure range? And he said, basically, it's just moving from your house into a commercial space. Now you have more overhead. You have employees, you have maybe a shipping dock where things come in. You have a place to do business if you have people coming to you. The only exception to the rule would be people who sell high-end jewelry, watches, or coins or currency out of their home, because those items are so small, you would be able to scale a 7-figure business potentially in your house. But if you're selling regular hard goods or clothing, you really need to have a space to start moving stuff. And I want to help you get to that level because you already know what you're doing. You have free shipping, you have guaranteed shipping turned on, you have the proper pricing. All of your things are selling well. Let's take a look at your solds and just check to make sure. But you have multiple quantities, so it'll be hard to tell. Yeah, you're definitely selling 500 plus items a month, it looks like. Or actually, maybe 300 to 500 items per month, depending on what month, which is a very high sell-through rate. You have multiples already set up. let's see here. You're selling in hot categories, outerwear, shoes. You've got the hot toys. Wow, the store is awesome. So I would say getting to the next level is totally dependent on your employees. Now, this is something I really want to stress, and I've been looking at so many models, and the main thing is transitioning from solo to one or two or three employees. Now, here's the thing that makes it hard. You're only going to be paying these people 10, 12, $15 an hour for the most part. So there's no way they're going to care about your business as much as you do. So you're going to have to let that go. And I think that that is the biggest mistake people make is they fire people when really you're paying them $12 an hour. You're the owner of the company. They're just working for you and doing literally the the minimum they have to do to not get fired. So just be patient with people if you're going to grow. I'd like to put you in one of my mastermind groups. So I have 10 of those. And I'd like to put you in a group with people who already have employees. That way you can pick their brain. Hopefully we can help you scale to the next level because you already know what you're doing. I love these photos. The description's great. Actually, let me just make sure on the description. Very straightforward. You sell 100% authentic unused shoes and clothing, so you're all new with tags. You accept opened and unused policies. Fantastic. So let's go ahead and take a look here. I want to search low to high. Let's see why you have some negative. Not very many, but you should call. I wonder if you can get these removed because piece of shoebox missing, huh? That has nothing necessarily to do with your listing. Maybe eBay would remove it, especially since you're a top rated seller. Let's see if we can get eBay to revise some of these. Actually, they're a little bit old. Maybe we can't, but I definitely think you should try to work those out. Have you used any feedback revisions? You've used one. Okay. 17, 19, 14. Product mix. Let me search low to high. You have some socks, Pottery Barn stuff. See, these are great stocking stuffers and gifts. I'm glad that you have this lower parameter set up. Okay, this is fantastic. Let's see what the high end looks like. High end shoes. Oh, and one way to get to the next level would be to sell women's shoes, especially the nice stuff. It starts to go for super, super high. Awesome. You sell all the hottest products. I love your store. So the next issue is trying to figure out potentially moving into a space, getting a couple of helpers. It's gonna be scary, and for most of the people who are in my group with one or two employees, sometimes they make the same amount of money. So it's just like a little bit scary because you have all these new variables, but eventually it will pay off. But it's scary because it's unusual. Like you may double your revenue and make the same amount of money because you have help, which is always scary. Descriptions are good. Product mix is good. I mean, it's on point. Um, you have 400,000 listed. Wow. The only thing that I can think of is that shoes have a somewhat slower sell through rate than other categories. So maybe we can examine looking at mixing it up so it's a little bit more diverse. And you're not just selling cleats or basketball shoes. Maybe we can add in running shoes or Jordan retros, or we can add in 4 or 5 different luxury women's shoes and just work on the suppliers. It's very common, and if you to get 8 to 10 suppliers to build a 7-figure business. And I've known that for me, that is my focus. When I meet people that supply things, I'm trying to make them one of my Fab 8 and just really, really working on that relationship. So I think you know what you're doing. I think the best thing I can do for you is just connect you with people who've already done what you're trying to do. Let's go to the next one. This is Rain is Dog, 118 feedback, 250 items per sale. For sale, we're looking at potentially a newer seller. Two negative feedback in the last year. See, if this was the material of this garment was terrible, and that's it, you could probably get it removed because it has to deal with the item and not you. But because they received the wrong size, this would be difficult to argue with. Sorry, I'm trying to stay hydrated. Anytime that I'm staying up late doing something, I'm always trying to stay hydrated to keep my body awake when things are late. But I mean, this is the wrong answer. Please return if you're unsatisfied. Of course, they're unsatisfied if they receive the wrong size. So this is not. Even if that was the case, you make sure, because this is a representation of you. Every person that reads this review now is going to judge you, saying they ordered the wrong size, and then you ask them to return it because they're unsatisfied. Of course, they're unsatisfied. View items for resale, 250. You have maximized your store subscription, which makes me happy. Newly listed. Your titles look fine. You've got some cheap stuff in your store. See if you have some expensive stuff. You do. Let me see. Plenty of stuff over $100. Your pricing seems really high to me. Like this Banana Republic Peacoat. I don't know if the market is that strong. Banana Republic is pretty flooded. You're asking more than this Lululemon piece. Um, Maybe it will sell because of the season, but that seems high to me. Vince for $54. Let's look at your sell-through rate. 250 items, 117 sold, so around 30 to 40 items per month you're selling, and you are getting this price unless people are really. Looks like a lot of your items are selling via best offer. I can't believe how much money you're selling these peakouts for with J. Crew. Like, that's amazing that you can sell something pre-owned for $62. That's just a mall brand. But you seem to know what you're doing as far as that goes. But if you want to sell things faster in the used clothing category, most of it is high volume, cheap stuff. Um, let's see. Yeah, great ASP for used clothing. I commend you. It's not easy to hold your prices that high. So please email me and let me know what your goals are. I would definitely get a store profile picture. It makes you look more professional. But your store looks fine. It looks like a typical hobby store. 250 items. Let's say you have a $40 average sale price. That's 10,000. So this would be a good model for people who are trying to make $10,000 per year. Buy things that you're going to double your money on, and then make sure you flip your inventory twice per year with $10,000 in stuff listed. So that would mean $20,000 a year in sales, $10,000 profit that can be used to pay down debt or student loans or go straight in the savings. 250 items and selling 30 per month. That's a very, very relaxed business, in my opinion. 30 items per month, one per day. So one item per day for an extra 10 grand a year. That's what this store looks like to me. That's like one sale per day. All right, let's go to the next one. Actually, let me just make sure here. Pricing seems high. My first impression is okay. The titles seem fine. Um, you're including gender, size, your description looks fine, but I would omit the shipping stuff because it's in the shipping description. I also noticed that this says 30 days, and this says 14 days. So you need to make sure that it matches up because that's a discrepancy there, and a customer might be upset because it says 30 and in the description it says 14. Okay, let's move to the next one. TSCK, 1,860 feedback. My first impression is a clothing store. I like this Ralph piece. I would update your profile picture to give yourself a little bit more personality. Quite a few negative in the last year. Let's find out what happened. Dealing with the seller is a nightmare. Bad seller communication, does not correspond. So that is a higher a higher amount of negative feedback, but again, it's less than 1%, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. But this kind of stuff doesn't look good. So if you can, maybe take a deep breath before you respond back to customers, because most of the time customers are upset because we don't respond quick enough to them and we're not really listening. Um, Deal with the summer's nightmare. I think you're okay though. I wouldn't worry too much about this. It just sounds like you didn't respond fast enough. Because if a customer's upset and you let them brew on it, they're going to get more and more angry. So just try to respond quicker if you can, but otherwise, doing okay. 1,100 items for sale. Your titles look great so far. I would add in the gender. I'd put in this one. Is this a women's vest? I don't know if WMS pulls up women's. I don't know. I know men and women pull up men's and women's, but I don't know if WMNS. You have a size here. Yeah, you're missing the gender on the titles for clothing. Your photos, I'd like to get a full square if we can. These cropped photos are okay because it shows the whole item. This is where I would say I'm okay with cropping an item, but again, it looks more professional if you can use the full square because then you can show more of the item, like this, for example. Pictures are a little bit out of focus, but no issues here. Description is great. I love it. Short and to the point. No BS. Descriptions are fine. Let's look at your product mix. So you got a lot of cheap tchotchkes. Let's look at the other way. And you've got some rare vintage pieces, some hunting stuff. Wow, these Nancy Drew novels go for this much? George Foreman. I'm not gonna lie, this store straight up looks like a garage sale. So I think that you should definitely up your game if you're trying to present yourself like a store. This was like a garage sale. So it looks like you're just selling stuff around the house because it's really random. There's no cohesion. Every single picture looks different. There, you may be taking pictures directly in the iPhone or in the seller app because of this weird shape. Is usually because you're taking a picture on the phone. And if you can you take it separately and then upload them after? I don't know if you have the capacity to do that with your technology, but um, I think if you're taking it in the app, it has kind of a like a too much of a vertical cropping. I prefer shoe shots where I can see the side of it in the first picture. This is not a normal shoe shot. Um, See, this looks like some person's house, which is not the equivalent of a store. So, what I would recommend is let me know what your goals are. Are you trying to build a store that makes you X amount of income and you want to present yourself as a store? Are you just trying to sell stuff around the house? 1,000 items, your average sale price looks like around 20 bucks. So, you have about 20,000 listed, but I'm not sure. You should email me and let me know how much you have listed so we can get an idea and what your goal is, and I can help you get there because your descriptions, your photos look fine. They have the whole item. I just wish they were more square. Your descriptions are fine or shortened to the point. Your product mix is fine. Let me know what your goals are. You also have 0 replenishables in your store. So that means you have to keep replacing it, which can get tiring. 1139. Let me look at how many you sold in the last month. 31. That's a little light. Let's see here. 100 sold per month, so about 10%. A little less than 10% of your items sell per month. And that's what I would expect from a garage sale store. If you go to a garage sale, they never sell all their stuff. They only sell the good stuff, and the rest of the stuff just sits, no matter how cheap it is. Tay's Hideaway. Wow, look at that. That's exactly what a yard sale is. Just a few items and so many different things, except for clothing. So, Let me know your goals, and I can try to help guide you to the right area or the right person. I really like this. Um, no cracks or chips. Your photos are really clear. Just the way it's set up is not cohesive. All right, let's go to the next one. Say J69. Um, so perfect feedback, great job. It's very hard to do that when you're just getting started. 276 received. 25 feedback in the last month. That's pretty decent for how few items you have. Sold 170. Wow. It has been a long time since I reviewed a store where it was very similar. You have close to the magical 1/3 sell through rate, which is 1/3 of your items sell per month. So great job. Um, let's see. I like this full photo. This is actually my favorite T-shirt photo, minus the fact that it is a little bit yellow around the corner. So you may want to adjust the white balance on your camera. But again, that doesn't matter. That's not going to prevent your sell through or get you less money. I like this lot. I can deal with the check mark, but I like it the other direction where you put the logo on the left side. That's like the more common one, but again, it doesn't matter. So clothing seller, you're doing a great job with the titles. It's a little bit inconsistent. This one is all caps. Um, I like putting vintage in the front. It's a lot of vintage clothing. Let's look at your ASP. Search low to high. $6. Good stuff. Yes. So good variety. My main objective for you is definitely I recommend you add shoes and get the 250 listings because your pricing looks fine, your sell through rate's fantastic, great titles, your photos are good. They're the full, most of them are this square, which I like a lot. You're doing a good job describing the item with the flaws in the description. Your titles are short and to the point. I would maybe include measurements so you don't have returns. Um, Other than that, great store. Message me at 10konthebay@gmail.com with your goals and see if I can help you get there. But my impressions are great. You look very professional. This looks like a store. All the backgrounds are neutral. Great description, good product mix, low all the way to high. Let me know where you want to go. I would love to see you fill up a premium store of 600 to 1,000 listings. Okay, let's move to the next store. This is Green Cocoa Clothing. Looks like, again, another relatively new store. 29, 118 feedback, all in the last year. So a store that's within 1 year. Great job. Perfect feedback. 633 items. Very professional store. This is a legit store. Pure white background. Gallery photos for more expensive items. This looks great. 633. Why is your sell-through rate so low? 180 items is 60 per month. That's about 10%. Probably because you're just scaling up. I like this store a lot. You're doing a great job. Let's see, not your daughter's jeans. So title is fantastic. You have the gender, size, where it's made, description, full title, content. Wow. Charge for shipping, which I like a lot. For diesel, I would say normally do the butt shot with the arrow. This one, oh, it's so hard to see though. You can barely see the diesel mark. Okay, no issues there. Well, if they're all black, then definitely do what you do. Great, clear, crisp photos. One of the best I've seen so far. Green Cocoa Clothing LLC, which is probably the name of your company. Another way to make yourself look like a store is to put LLC in your username. What's the name of your store? Green Cocoa Clothing. As expected, you are flexing your best items and your featured items. Fantastic. Love it. See, and these are, you're doing a great job. Look at how amazing this is. You've got the detail, the tag, and the item. That's one of the best gallery photos I've ever seen. And you just started. You also have a nice template with features, dimensions. Wow. Very nice. So great description, great price, great titles, great product mix. Let's see if you have any cheaper stuff. Oh, you do. You have some normal stuff. You can ask more for this lucky shirt. Club Monaco, I think you can ask a lot more for some of this stuff. I was gonna say your pricing maybe is too high, but some of the stuff seems it's too low. I don't even think you need the price items really under 8 shipped. But what's your shipping charge? 450. Okay, so you're right there at the 12 shipped mark. So you understand some of these cheaper items. Man, it's such a great photo. Great title. I would expect you to have a higher sell-through rate with 633 premium items. Email me at 10canthebay@gmail.com and let me know which what your goals are, and that way that can maybe give me an idea of it can give me an idea of how I can help you scale there. Because I'm trying to look here. This store is relatively new for me. 170. I am doing like 5 times as much volume as you, but you're actually doing a much better job of describing your items. Hmm. And we sell the same things. I sell the identical stuff that's in your store. I don't know why my stuff is selling at a faster pace. Um, let's see. I don't think my pricing is not that much lower. It's $19 including shipping. The main thing I would do for you so far, actually, let me look at your expensive stuff and see if you have anything higher. Suits. You do have shoes. I was going to recommend shoe wear. So yeah, I would say right now, since you sell a lot of suits are more long tail and they have a horrible sell-through rate of like 10%. So like on average, they don't sell very fast, but you're probably making decent money per each one. You're selling stuff 50, 60, 70. Again, I'm not seeing a lot of these suits selling. So that just is indicative of that category. I have about 250 suits I haven't listed yet, but I need to. I need to get that in there. But it looks like a majority of your stuff is sort of the higher end good stuff. So we need to filter in probably more shoes to get to the next level. I would like to see you max out to the 1,000 listing level and then reach back out to me. I'll do another review for free to see if we can get you from the 600 to 1,000 range and really help you scale up. Or maybe I just might have more sales than you just because I have more items for sale. Carter 0131. Wow, that's a lot of feedback. 6467, been in the game since 07, a decade. Wow. So 7,000 feedback received, 10,000 feedback left for others. Makes me happy. Let's see, 539 shipped. So a lot of stuff cheap. See, in the previous store, the items actually looked cheaper to me, even though they were not cheaper because of the 450 shipping charge. So I actually think, like, for example, this toothbrush could be $5.99 plus shipping, and it looks psychologically cheaper to me. Also, there's something to having a $0.99 at the end that makes it seem more like a store. $9.75 to me looks like some type of a clearance item. Again, that's not guaranteed, but it's just for me. I think of numbers as $9.99, $14.99, $19.99, $34.99, $99.99, like this $9.99 right here for this game. 10.07 is confusing. Why not be $9.99? This store looks like a yard sale, except for the everything here looks like a yard sale, except for the mannequins. And I do see mannequins at yard sales, but you can see everything's a little bit inconsistent. Things are cut off in the photos. Every single background is different. So straight up looks like a yard sale, which is going to get you yard sale prices generally. Titles are okay. Rubbish Juniors, women's. So you have the gender. There's no gender in this one, in this splendid top. No gender in this one. Gender definitely helps you rank higher. You don't have men's for this shirt. I would also use collar. I would use, yeah, collar. Some people call these collared shirts, especially, and I might put golf. I may put the sport in there. I think you're asking a lot. This shirt's only 13, 14. It's under $20 new for sure, but it is a great size, double XL. Let's see. 730 items for sale. Let's look at how many sold. 270. So 90 or so sold out of 730. That's like 12% sell through rate. Very common for the types of items that you're selling. Let's look at the product mix here. Your pricing is on point. You have some expensive items here. iMac Mini. You do have some shoes. Park Lane. This is my favorite shoe picture. But let me just show you something really quick on my store. Let me look at newly listed. Oh, let's see if I can find one. I was gonna find one, but this picture was really hard to take of. But it's so hard to take crispy pictures with white background when the sole is white. But anyway, my point is, the way this is set up looks just a little bit sloppy. Not that mine looks any better, but the more professional it looks, like when the shirt is perfectly parallel, it looks more premium to me. So that's just a suggestion that I could follow myself even. See right here, when you have the item cut off, it doesn't look professional. These items are all nonchalantly photographed. They're not consistent. This stuff, I can't believe people buy this kind of stuff on eBay, but they do. This might be a duplicate listing. That's a creepy porcelain doll. I don't like any of these shoe photos because they're not at angles that I would normally look at the shoe, except for this one. This one I can see from the side. Ooh, Amazing Spider-Man lit head. Wow, look at this lace-up. I mean, your titles are on point. Your pricing is fine. Your descriptions are watermelon colored, which is great. I like the original MSRP right here. I like that. Very good condition. I'd remove these question marks. I don't know if that's for noting defects or something. You may have just copy and pasted this from something else, which is completely fine. But these photos are definitely very unprofessional. They're just random. So I like to get this. I like to see a consistent flow, and it makes a huge difference, honestly, if you lace up the item and you don't. Right now, from first impression, this is just a yard sale of you getting rid of the junk in your store, which is going to make me not want to pay a lot for it. Email me to see where you want to go with your store. I'd like you to max out your store at 1,000 listings so you can take advantage of the full premium store, and let me know what you're trying to build. It looks like right here, let me just take the median of your store. I'm going to guess it's around 30 bucks. It is maybe a little bit lower. So let's just say you have $25 for each one. That's like 20,000 listed. I'm trying to get people to at least $1,000 a week. So I'd like to get your amount listed up to 50,000 minimum. because your sell-through rate is okay. It could be a little bit better, but I think you honestly would benefit from having more professional photos. All this, like, it just takes a couple more seconds to fit the full shoe in it, and not from this angle. This is literally the worst angle to take a picture of a shoe because you can't see it. This is even better. But the angle of the quarter panel look, where you can see both shoes and the whole shoe from slightly above bird's eye view, like turkey view, that would be the best view, in my opinion, of a dress shoe. But otherwise, he's been selling for a long time. Top rated seller. I'm just trying to improve it, and also there's zero replenishables in your store, so you don't have anything that you have to keep listing stuff in your store for it to work. In your case, you'd have to keep listing, or your store probably goes completely dead because there's nothing in here to keep the traffic. Okay, here we go. Massile Thrifts. For feedback, new, or you just changed your name. One negative, mucha falta. So the camera that you sold maybe did not work, which is unfortunate because that makes your feedback rating only 83%. Selling some books, looks like pretty cheap. These are things you probably got at a garage sale for free or a buck. These pictures are super unprofessional because they're dark. They're dark. They're like on an ottoman, or actually, this actually looks like a bathroom carpet, which is not a good way to display it. And I think these are new. Yeah, these are new, and the way you've presented them makes it look super old. And the tape measure is not straight. Like, this is not an accurate representation because the tape is twisted. Like, I really don't know what the length is. Yeah, very unprofessional looking photos. This looks like somebody's house, which is most of eBay, so no issues there. A lot of cheap items. I like the outdoor photos. Um, Titles are great. I'm always confused with J Crew. Should it be J Space Crew, J Dot Crew? You have gender, you have size. Actually, you don't have the size of this Ralph Lauren shirt in the title, which is going to make it hard for people to find it. Vintage Barbie. Whoa. Incomplete Pokemon Monopoly. Steve Madden boots. Nice. I like these shoe pictures. They look pretty good, honestly. They're dark, but this angle is really good. But making it dark makes the shoe look really dirty. That's one downside with having really bright lights, is that it's a little bit fake. Like, your items look too good to be true when you use pure white sometimes. So titles are good. You have a store and only 47 items. So let's get it up to 250 items so you can maximize your store. And I wouldn't mind if you just re-donated all this stuff that's under $10 shipped and just get it out of your store. I don't think it's going to help you. These books that are $5 probably not going to sell. Let's see here. Yeah, these shoe pictures are fine. You don't have a ton of listings, so you definitely need to list a lot because you need to get at least up to 250 listings and give yourself a chance to sell more stuff. Let me go in here to let's see other items, see how many you have sold. 18 or 16. So you sold about 5 per month. That's really slow. Yeah, I definitely would. Hmm. Depends on where you live. You should email me at 10konthebay@gmail.com and let me know where you're sourcing your stuff, because you don't have very high quality stuff. There's no congruency. Like, except for all of a sudden you have a mannequin with beautiful outdoor photos, which is confusing to me. How all of us, you went from kind of a dingy room to beautiful outdoor picture. You should take all your pictures outside if you're going to do that because the photos are perfect. Um, yeah, so not much to say because there's not a lot of listings. Your pricing is probably really good. I mean, you can't get any cheaper than $1 plus actual medium mail shipping. I think it's you're making 2 cents profit on the shipping on this American Red Cross book. So very challenging. I'm gonna look at the description really quick. Actually, not on this book. Let's go to the shirt. Measurements are great. So other than the measurements not looking taut with the measurement tape, looks okay. Let's go to the next one. Marson 73 312 feedback. 64 items for sale. No, oh, you do have a store. So again, number one tip: get the 250 listings so that you can maximize it. These are my favorite shoe photos. So I don't know if you copied what I recommended in one of my videos, but this looks fantastic. I need to go get this black background tomorrow so that I can actually take light colored pictures. I'm sorry, light colored shoes. These look great. New without box, brand new, no box. Will ship in a postal box. Also, I want to recommend you can ship these in a poly mailer if you want to bubble wrap it. So that in case it's right on the edge of being under a certain pound, I'll always throw it in, bubble wrap each individual shoe and put it in a poly mailer to save that like extra 4 or 5 ounces to get it under, or maybe 3 or 4 ounces to get it under that amount. So this ships the pound less. $80. You don't need to put 100% authentic. Get rid of that. I think it makes it look fake because you're not allowed to sell fake stuff on eBay. You'd get rid of this return policy and put it in the return section. It actually says that already here. I would switch it to 30 days returns. Same day shipping is fantastic. It's 313 sales, 20 in the last month. Great, perfect feedback. So this is just personal preference, but it looks like you're shorter, so you're taking the picture sort of a slant, and it's hard to see, and it's kind of a weird angle. So I would either get a step stool to stand on so you're higher and you can look straight down, or maybe like myself have a tilted table, drafting table, so that your pictures are more straight on. Titles look fine. The only thing I would do is I would add gender, men's in that one. Um, you have gender in most of them, but you could add a MSRP. Now, I want to clarify. You want to add a realistic MSRP. Like this Tommy Bahama shirt might be $40 or $50 at Nordstrom. You could put $40 at the end. I wouldn't put like $492 because that's obviously fake, and now you're misleading. It's actually illegal to mark an item over MSRP if you never intend on selling it at that price. And again, it does not apply to pre-owned, because in pre-owned you can invent your own MSRP. Because no one can stop you from asking $100 for any used item. So good cleats. Hope you're following Hustle Bee and Hustler Hacks online. I think you probably are. Yeah, I love it. The only thing I might recommend is having one photo sitting up so you can see the top of the shoe. But I mean, that's fine. They're going to click in and take a look. These are great prices. Personally, I think $59.99 plus $15 shipping looks cheaper than $74.99 shipped. But again, I would test both. If you have open a second store, I would test them separately. Shoes look good. Titles look good. Looks like you're doing a lot of sell similar because your titles are all different. I would maybe make them consistent if you can by just adjusting it to capitalized case versus some caps, some not, some capitalized case. Make all the titles consistent if you can by using convert case. But you're doing a great job right now. The only difference is that sell-through rate on shoes is usually pretty slow. So you may want to add in way more listings. But if you want to get 190 more pairs of shoes to max out your basic store, I think that's really going to help you um, get to your goals. But again, email me with what you're trying to get to. Are you trying to make 1,000 a week? You trying to make $1,000 a month? What are your goals? And then we can work on your activities, like how much time you have. Should you get some help, or however you want to handle it, let me know so I can help you out. Crystalina, what's up? 272 feedback. 14 in the last month, so maybe 30, 40 sales. Decent stuff. $120 things, so 20 or 30 per month. That's not bad. That's like at least a 15% sell-through rate. First impression, yard sale. Does not look like a store. Looks like all random odds and ends. No consistency with the product, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But these are all things that I would find at a yard sale so far. And also, the reason why it's on a white background but it still looks like a yard sale to me is how dark it is. Trying to make this setting more bright. And if you email me, I'll send you a hack that I use to make really bright photos. But I think that would automatically increase your sell-through rate if your pictures are more bright. Good mix of books, clothing, random hard goods. Your titles look fine. I wouldn't put like new in the title because it is considered keyword spamming, because people who search for new, it will pull up. I would also put the gender of that sweater up. I'd put women's maternity dress. Yeah, you're doing a good job. Woman's, I don't know if woman pulls up women. I'm sure that it does, though. This is one of those cases where I think eBay's algorithm may pick up that spelling error. I would put new in the front of it. Let's see. So far, so good. I like it. It's good stuff. It does look like a yard sale to me with how random the items are. 120 items. I recommend you get the 250 items first, and then message me back again and see what kind of goals you're going to go to after that. This looks like stuff that you'd make a few $100 on, which is great, because if you're just doing it to make extra money or as a side hustle, it's not bad. But if you're trying to build a store, this does not look like a store to me because there's no cohesion in the product. And without cohesion in the product, it's difficult to have speed because you're just changing your process every time you list something different, and it's going to make you move super, super slow. Your product mix, let me just check here and see if you have any expensive stuff. You do. So you have some office equipment, some nice jackets. Again, super small store. Hard for me to do a ton of reviewing other than just get as much stuff in your store as you can to really boost it up. Chris and Adrian, what's going on? 54 feedback in the last month. Perfect. Wow, brand new. Good job. So in the last 6 months, you just opened it up and just immediately started hustling. I love it. $414 results. A lot of DVDs. I hope that you bought all these at a garage sale for 50 cents each. This photo is okay. It's the full item, and the only downside of this is that it's a little bit dark. Other than that, you can see the whole item. You can see the pattern. You've got some close-ups. You have at least 6 photos. I'd put Old Navy first. 99% of large stores put the brand before the gender. But a lot of them will put new or the pricing up front. But most just put the brand first and not in all caps. So your titles are okay, but make a couple of tweaks here and there. Here you did do Old Navy first. This doesn't have women's in the title. I want to really, really focus on adding gender to every single one, but it looks like you're doing a pretty good job for the most part. Um, One of my favorite stores that has insane sell through rate uses all caps for the brand. So even though it's not recommended, I feel like I want to do it anyway. Free shipping, free returns. I love that double bold, but I think you make more money when you charge for shipping and clothing. Just me personally. Good mix of items. Let's see your sell through rate again. 414 for sale. 88 sold. 30-ish sold is kind of slow. That's under 10% sell through rate. That's probably making you pretty frustrated. My guess is that you're not selling a lot of good items. These are just items that you're finding. Well, it seems like way too much for Ellie Tahari. I could be wrong, but that seems like a $99 plus $15 shipped jacket. Holy crap. Can you charge that much for any Calvin Klein piece? That's insane. Christmas sweater. So your pricing seems a little bit high in a lot of this stuff, but a lot of it is new. Lucky Brand Women's Stark Thompson shirtings. That's a really good brand. Yeah, your pricing seems a little bit high to me. Your product mix is okay. Gloria Vanderbilt. These are less than that new. Oh, actually, they are new. It's right on the money. I don't know. I see these at Costco for $20 shipped, so I don't know if you can get more just because of the convenience of buying it online. But that's not really necessarily a good deal. In my opinion, you should try to sell items that are a good deal on eBay because eBay is sort of a discount marketplace. So St. John's Bay, Izod, I can get the stuff at Marshall's for 10 when you're charging $25. So it seems high, but doesn't mean you won't get it, but it seems high. The one downside is if I bought it at Marshall's, there'd probably be something wrong with it. Silk. So titles are great. Pricing is a little bit high because I sell a lot of the same stuff as you and I don't charge as much, but I'm just going for more volume. So remember, you're competing against people who sell Banana Republic pre-owned for 12 shipped. Pricing is fine. My overall impression is that it's very consistent with the way you've presented it. Um, and you've improved as you've gone. So it used to be in the bathroom. Now you're using a background that's relatively neutral. It doesn't look like a store to me because the lighting is not bright. So if you can make the lighting more bright somehow, get some different lamps, take a picture of your setup and email it to me so I can see what it looks like and I can adjust it. But it looks a little bit dingy because of the darkness of the photo. Okay, let's go to the next one. Sharish Fad Boutique, 187 feedback. Wow. I like it. I like these photos. The shadow looks weird. I think you have your lights positioned to the side. Maybe put them a little bit more to the front to get rid of that crazy shadow in the background. But again, very professional photos. I have no issue with this. You have a beautiful background banner. That's what a flat light Instagram photo would look like. So love it. 31 feedbacks, or probably 100 sales in the last month, with 415 sold. Not too shabby, 25%. I hate these jean photos, but they seem to trend well on Instagram. But I can't see what the jeans look like with that photo. It's cute, but I have to click in to go take a look. And I would definitely not offer free shipping on auctions. Definitely would not do that. I charge the same amount plus shipping. So I think you're leaving money on the table by not charging shipping on clothing, in my opinion, even for first class, especially first class. So I would add MSRP or suggested MSRP to the end of the title. You have gender. Your titles are great. You've got what it's made out of. The shape, the size, the price. Um, your dress photos look on point. The way that you've set up the background is very consistent. This looks like a store. This looks like somebody has an eBay store. It doesn't look like a professional store because the background is too dark, but it does look like somebody's running an eBay business out of their home. You have a lot of auctions at $9.99 free shipping. I don't I don't know. I just don't agree with it. I think you should do $14.99 shipped, $12.99 shipped, $9.99 shipped, $8.99 shipped. If you want to move stuff, you want it to move fast. You don't want to wait a week. That's just me though. I do not see a lot of people that are successful with a lot of auctions. I just really don't see it. It's very rare. I do see it, but it's like the amount of work you need to do to get it going. And like Talbot's, Harry Potter, Epic Threads, these are all such bread and butter basics that you're competing against people that are selling it at $9.99 and they don't need to wait. They can just buy it right now. Way too much cheap stuff is what I'm seeing so far, but let's see. Let's look at high. Okay, this is some better stuff. The most difficult category, clothing, so competitive. This denim looks good. Men's 30 by 30. Nice LuLaRoe. Great suit picture. Yeah, I mean, I can't really say anything about your titles and pictures other than the fact that they look dark to me. Measurements were taken with a flat. Measurements are great. And then you have the item location in the description. I would use the custom SKU. It's going to save you so much time. For me, when I print it and the actual location of it is on the label, yeah, it's so awesome. I'm really glad I switched. I made a huge error in listing on my phone only. You should never list with your phone. It's such a waste of time compared to your computer. Just learn how to do it on a computer. It may take a little bit longer, but you'll thank me in the long run. So 190 feedback. You're doing just fine. Looks like you're just, I don't know how long you've been selling, but all your feedback is in the last month. You're doing a good job. Email me at 10K on the Bay and let me know what your goals are. I want you to max out a premium store, so at least 600 to 1,000 listings. Hit me back, but your store looks fine. Great sell-through rate for clothing. Dapper Threads, what's up? 113 items. I love the word Dapper Threads. You probably sell Dapper Threads. Holy, $1,000 for John Varvatos suit. I see these at department stores marked all the way down to like $299. I feel like that's steep. 112 listed, 7 sold, or 7 feedback received. 68, 30 a month, or 20, 25 a month, 24. Little over 20 a month with 112 listed. 15-20% sell-through rate. Great sell-through rate. So this is my favorite tie pick, a picture of the tie tied, to give you an idea of what it looks like. As a dude, I know exactly what those ties look like. Fantastic job there. Ties are, wow. Can these fetch that much money? Holy crap, I need to sell more ties. Wow. Are you serious? Okay then. Wow, I did not realize. I pass on these ties for $2-3 all day. I didn't know you could get that much for them. Nice vintage crush hat. That's really cool. Let's see. Great tie pictures. Bicycle helmet. Great stuff. Titles are good. Photos are great. I like that you do some lots. Let me go back here. I like the sale I don't know. I don't know. I'm a little bit torn. For me, I don't run sales because I think it wastes time. I would rather use that time and list more items. That's what me recently. But when I first started, I used to run a sale constantly, and it seemed to work, but it just took a lot of time. Great photo, great description, short and sweet. Excuse me. So looks great to me. Really, there's no issue here. I want you to get the 250 listings for sure. Again, email me what your goals are and see where we can take it from here. But looks good to me. Your sell-through rate's fantastic. I would start selling more and more shoes. I just think everyone should sell a minimum of 250 to 500 shoes in their store because the average sale price is so high. Buying a pair of shoes for 10 and selling it for 50, including shipping, is very common. So yeah, ties scare me. I just don't think they move very fast. I could be wrong though. I probably have 500 ties that I haven't listed. I picked up at garage sales for almost free. Let's go to the next one. Lily and Co. 713. What's going on? Thank you for sending me a Starbucks. I appreciate that. 241 items. We have three different items here. I would use capitalized case, and by that I mean I would capitalize Nike, Court, Men's, Burrow, Mid, Black. I'd get rid of authentic. I'd get rid of on sale. I would add walking, running, white for the sole to get people to look at it. I would add in the item code, meaning not the UPC, but the actual style code. So I would add in right there 844-884-004. So let's check that out. 844-884-004. That's your shoe. Let's type this into the description and see if yours pops up. It does not. So you see, if somebody was looking for this shoe and they typed it in, they wouldn't come up with you. This would be the only one that pops up. What happens if you put a dash? See, it omits it. Guys, so there's no reason to put a hyphen in your listing because it doesn't pull it up anyway. So just skip it. Keep your listings looking clean. So I would change your titles. There's a lot of words in here that I would get rid of. No authentic, no on sale. Some people use SZ instead of size. That should help your rate, your sell-through rate, because you can fit in more keywords. 244 items for sale. A lot of cheap stuff. A lot of yard sale type stuff. Hopefully you're getting these on coupons for really cheap or free. I like capitalized case, so the first letter being capitalized on every item. I'd get rid of free shipping, authentic, all those words. Get rid of all that. That's not searchable. No on sale. No awesome. Don't put any of that stuff in the title. Don't put free ship for sure. It doesn't matter. People, it says free shipping right here on the right. You don't have to put it in the title. Looks like a lot of stuff that you purchased with coupons. Could be wrong, but nothing wrong with that. I like that it's replenishable. Let's look at the sell-through rate. So you have 244 items for sale. 38 feedback is strong. I like that. 38 feedback. Let me go back and look at the sold. 157. Great job, although you did lose money on this pair. 137. So 157 is around 50 to 60 items per month. 50 to 60 items per month with 244, 20%. That's a great sell-through rate. You just need to get your average sale price higher. Let me know where you're sourcing these items. I think I can help you a lot. Your main thing is definitely titles are bad. Your pricing is extremely competitive. I think you need to charge for shipping or raise your prices a little bit because your stuff's really cheap. That's probably why it's moving so quickly. Your descriptions are perfect. No descriptions. Let's see your product mix. 10,000 bucks for some jewelry. Nice. Wow, you've got some expensive stuff in here. Great mix. If you learn can sell handbags, great. It's just difficult for me because sometimes authenticity is difficult to prove. But if you have a good reputation like you do, you can definitely pull some off. A lot of people list this kind of stuff in Marshalls because of how slow it sells. So they go to the Marshalls, they look up a specific luggage item, and then they look it up online. They do some comparisons. They maybe list it, and then if it sells, they go to Marshalls and get it, or they drop ship. It just depends. Here you had these same shoes for $60 earlier, so make sure you didn't accidentally double list those. Let's see. 9, 8.5, 8. Oh no, the pricing is just different. Interesting. I wonder why this one is so much cheaper. You don't want to put on sale, you want to run a sale. So let me know if you know how to do that. I definitely have a video on how to run a sale, but you don't put on sale here. That doesn't matter. That's not official. Um, nobody, and the one viewed per hour is me, so no one's looking at it. Don't put on sale. Put more of the style number. Actually, let's see what they put. Sneakers, shoes, running, walking. These are the type of words that people search for. So hopefully that was useful. Um, First goal is to get. Oh, you already have 250 items listed. I guess increase your average sale price would be the key. It looks like you're selling a lot of cheap stuff. You want to get a little bit more of a product mix. Email me exactly what you're trying to do with your store, and then maybe I can point you in the right direction. And let me know where you source this stuff. That's huge. I mean, again, I want to reiterate that you want to find 8 to 10 consistent sources of items, at least $30 ASP, and preferably replenishable. Okay, let's go to the next one. Kersey, what's up? 180 items, 344, or 180 feedback, 344 in your store. What's up, Kersey? Okay, so 180 feedback. This photo, in my opinion, makes it look like some person's house, which is fine because on eBay, it's more of a community. But it depends. If you present yourself more like a store, I think you can command higher prices. That's just my opinion. 354 items. I like this setup because it's kind of pro. Something is off about some of these photos. Let me search newly listed. They look a little warped to me. Are they over contrasted? Or they're out of focus? Am I able to zoom on these? Yeah, these. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's what it is. It looks weird to me because they're out of focus. Like, why are these such a high resolution, but these first two photos are so small? Makes it really hard to see. It looks almost grainy. Let's see here, 354, 112. So you're selling about 40 per month. So about 12%. So it's pretty common, guys. Everyone wants to sell their clothing at 1% per day, but in order to do that, you need to be at $12 shipped according to the research. So when I look at Terapeak and I look at the sell-through rates of items, you're not going to sell faster than 12% unless you give it away. So that being said, your prices are a little bit higher than that. You can see a lot of $14.99. Maybe you're accepting a lower offer than that. But your sell-through rate is totally dependent on your price. I wouldn't change anything. I would get to 600 to 1,000 listings for a premium store. First impressions, it looks a little bit like um, an eBay store in somebody's house, but for some reason, your jean photos don't command a premium look to me. And I think it's the resolution is too low. Somehow you've made the resolution seem really low. Maybe it's your phone. Um, I'm not sure. Let me know what kind of equipment you're using. It just doesn't look rich. Let me pull up. I wonder if I can pull up mine real quick. Yeah. So you see, like if you take the time and take a more professional photo, this pair of jeans looks really expensive because of the quality of the photo. So I think it definitely makes a difference um, if you get a more higher resolution photo. Sorry about that. So yeah, as far as your resolution of your photos, I think getting a better camera would give it a better look, more premium, because you're already taking the time to do the white background, and it looks great. So titles are okay. You have gender, size, brand, good enough. Pricing seems fine because your sell through rate's okay. Only way to make it sell faster would be to sell it super cheap. Product mix is okay. You have a good mix. Let me know what your goal is income wise. That can sort of give you an idea. Also, just wanted to point out the this website bit.ly/10k on the bay. This is my free worksheet. So if you guys come here, you can type it in, and this is the sample right here to make $1,000 per week. So if you guys want to fill this out, you can see here there's always people in here looking at this document. But I really want to help you guys make at least $1,000 per week because eBay is hard and you might as well be worth it. Just I want you guys to be successful, and you need to sell, in my opinion, shoes, home goods, and have a nice mix right around 1,000 items if you're going to sell this types of stuff, or go after the fast selling toys and replenishables. McGregory7, what's up? 43 feedback, relatively new, 74 items per sale. Great sell. Oh my, look at your average sale price. Great job. For a beginner, you're selling the good stuff. See, this is just what I want to point out for the CareZ. This photo is not as professional. Okay, it is on a looks like a napkin, even though it's probably a bed sheet or a tablecloth. But the resolution is higher, so it looks more premium than this pair of jeans, right? Because it just looks cheaper because of that. But let's see. Got a great doing the title of the style, the name of the jean, the brand, the price, all on point here. Everything's looking good right now. Let's look at the sell through rate. 74. I bet you it's pretty high. It is. It's pretty close to what you have listed. So you're at the magical 1/3 amount, my friend. Great job. All you need to do to make your store work is just have more items. You've got great pricing. The first impression I have is, some dude's house. That's the impression that I get, which is perfectly fine. I know a lot of sellers that kill it with this look. It looks like all of them are taken in a nice clean home the same way, and they're sort of just thrown onto the bed and taking a picture of them. This looks like you're buying a lot of the stuff from maybe Marshalls. Would be my guess of where you source. Email me and let me know where you're getting this stuff, and I'll let you know what I think. Peter Millar sells great for me. Thomas Pink, I don't get why it's so weak. It's like some of the best pictures of and best shirts I've ever worn, but they just don't command that good of a price. Maybe it's flooded. So my recommendation for you on photos is to take a picture of the whole item. I hate these photos. I can't see the cuff. It's dark. You got the carpet and whatever's behind the carpet. You just look. This is the some dude's house look. So I want you to up your game, and at least show the whole shirt. I like this shirt better, but just have it be brighter. If anything, have it just be a little bit brighter because it's kind of dark. So the some dude's house look, people crush it. So I don't want to break the rule because I've seen so many people do well with that look. I just think it could be brighter. Let's look at your descriptions. I would get rid of the shipping and return stuff. You can leave the order issues, but it's already in the shipping part of it. I don't know what to say. This is a good store. Very, very fast sell through rate. Good items. A lot of them are new, so there's going to be less returns because the sizing is going to be less weird. When you wash shirts or clothing, the sizing can get screwed up sometimes. But overall, good store. Email me to see where you want to go, but you don't even have a store subscription. You maybe don't need one. But I'd like you to see if you can maintain the sell through rate with 250 items with a store. Thank you. Let's go to the next one. 2020 thrifty. I would get rid of thrifty for sure. You don't want to have thrift in your title. You don't want to have yard sale. You don't want to say Chris's yard sale finds, because then your store is going to look really cheap and I'm going to offer you $1 on everything or $10 for all of it. These pictures are really dark. Background is super wrinkled. I don't like that. There's way too much brightness on the left side of the photo and darkness on the left side of the photo, or right side of the photo. I mean, it looks like to me you only have one light, and real stores don't have one light. They have even lighting. I wonder. I'm gonna search newly listed. There's such a difference in the photos. I hate these front on shoes photos. But this has a bow on the front, so I'm okay with it, but I wish it was both because then I think it would look more artistic. But I don't like this look. I can't see what the shoe looks like from the side. Like if my foot was in it, I could only see this toe, no detail. Using the mannequin, super super dark, which I don't like for photos. If you're gonna do the check mark, do a little bit wider so you can get an idea of the cut. This is boot cut, but I can't really tell from the photo. Your pricing seems a little bit high to me from first glance. 55 feedback, 6 in the last month. $51 sold, so about 20 items a month with 223. That's a really slow sell-through rate. That's only maybe 10%. And the things that did sell were really, really premium. So I'd say that most of the stuff in your store seems really cheap to me. Seems like 12 to 15 shipped if you really want to move it fast. And you're asking 12 to 20 plus shipping. So this stuff's probably going to move pretty slow. You can definitely ask for more, but again, we're looking at sell-through rate. If you want your sell-through rate to be fast, which I think you probably are seeking help because you want things to sell faster, you need to go cheaper. 223 items. If you max out at 250 for the premium store, that would be great. If you want to go, let me know how much money you're looking to make, and I can try to adjust it for you. But with this type of stuff in your store that sells this slow, you're going to need thousands of items in your store to make any money, which is tough. Online shop, MMK discounts. What's up? 2,215 feedback. Great job. Great sell-through rate. At least 100 sold per month. 960. Ooh, that's kind of a slow sell-through rate. Probably because your stuff is a little bit expensive. A lot of clothing. From my research on therapy, clothing sells really slowly compared to other stuff. So I guess it's just part of the territory. This is probably a premium store. Guys, you can see how bright these photos are. The pictures look like 100 times better than dingy pictures. You're just going to pay more money for bright photos. That's just how it is. 10 shipped. Wow. Your pricing is on point. It's cheap. Your Pricing is really good. I like these photos a lot. It's the whole item. They're not yellow. You have very bright lights. Your product mix is okay. High to low. A lot of jackets, a lot of outerwear. Stuff sells well, especially right now. A lot of flat lay, cheap stuff. I hate auctions in the clothing unless you just want to break even. But again, I just have never seen a at-home seller do well with auctions. I mean, but and by do well, I mean like you can maybe get the $10,000 $12,000 in revenue, but that's not very good for the amount of work it takes to sell $10,000 to $12,000 worth of stuff. I would not sell auctions. I'd make your store way bigger. At my store, once I hit 2,000 listings, I sell at least 20 items a day, and a lot of it is this lower amount buy it now. Whenever I do auctions, it just it's your dip in sales is so dramatic. Like the auctions end and you have really high sales, and it dips way down. Worse versus if you have a larger store with fixed price, your income is sort of steady. Like I don't have that fluctuation like people who do auctions. So I have the cash flow every day, and after if you were to get to 2,000 listings, I bet that your cash flow would be above what you can spend on new items per day, which is where you want to be. But anyway, let me know what your goals are so I can give you a better idea of what to improve. But you have the right titles. You've got brand, you have the gender, sizing, color. Your pictures are fantastic. Some of the probably amongst the best that I've reviewed today. Uh, my impression is it's very professional. I do not like this is so cheap looking versus how ridiculously nice your photo looks. I would like a picture of a walk-in closet with premium linens in it, not this online shop picture with graphic, which looks like it's a kindergarten. Kindergarten. Yeah, kindergarten. Like, because kindergarten is this colorful, or like Toys for Tots is like this charity that I see that's what that title reminds me of, where um, your shirt picture looks like a fancy men's store. So for what it's worth, this is just my idea. Let me know if you have any questions. You can email me. SJS Treasured Finds, what's up? 108 items for sale. Looks like you're following me. 437 feedback, one in the last month. Very bad sell through rate. Let's take a look. 107. This is all junk. Not good. Forever 21 Juniors. 100% of this stuff would be denied at thrift stores in my area. They wouldn't even have the room for this stuff. You could just get rid of all that stuff under $10. I think these tops are worth $7-8 tops. Your pictures look fine, but they are dark. Again, yard sale. This straight up looks like a yard sale. This store looks like a yard sale. You're gonna get yard sale prices, which is under $10 so far. It's my first impression. Titles are fine. You can get rid of all these spaces, all these dashes. Doesn't matter. These brands are really, really, really low end. You're not going to ever get more than $12, really. And eBay rewards activities. And then by activity, I mean sales. So you want to sell stuff. Momentum starts to carry on. Titles are okay. I'd maybe put more words in. I'd get rid of words like darling. That doesn't matter. I'd get rid of all caps. Don't put exclamation point after new. Yeah, a lot of stuff that people are not looking for. I would not do auctions at your level, meaning like you don't have enough items to justify that. You have such a small store, you can buy things that sell right away. I would do a side profile of the shoes, not straight on. This is interesting, that shoe picture. Let's see. I'd get rid of beautiful in the title. Your pricing on shipping is way too high because these both ship first, or this might not ship first class, but these Fionis definitely ship first class, at least in a padded flat rate. You can charge a little bit less, get that to go. $12.75 on all your shipping is seems high to me for this kind of stuff. Don't put rare in the title, no one searches for that. Um, really inconsistent backgrounds, which is slowing you down. Like this is 4 different backdrops in a row, five different backdrops in a row. That's eating up so much of your time moving it around. 2 totally different shoe photos, eating up time. You want to do everything the same way. Literally every single shoe picture, every single clothing picture, totally different process. That's not the way to do it. As far as saving time, this is fine. I would put Nike as the first word though. Okay, small store. You need to get to 250 listings. Get a store so that you can save on the shipping fees. But it straight up looks like a yard sale. If I went to a yard sale and there was 107 items, I might offer 50 to 100 bucks for all of it, and then resell it. And I would lot it all up. Maybe those T-shirts, do 2, 3, 4 shirts. Ask 15 bucks. Just pay one shipping. You net the same amount of money. Okay, next one. Poke Seller 99. Whoa, lots of feedback. You've sold 1,500 things, 24 feedback in the last month, so maybe 50 sales or so. Wow, really slow sell-through rate. Let's take a look and find out and see what we can do. 237, that's like 80 per month out of 1446. That's really slow sell-through rate. We're talking about under 10%. And then I can see here, this is all junky stuff. Let's see, we've got 4 pages of junk. Okay, we're starting to get into random knickknacks and Pokemon cards and such. The stuff is okay. Oh, whoa. Sorry about that. I don't like stuff on the back of the... It's okay. This is just some person's house. You're just not going to fetch very good prices when you do this because, like, it doesn't look like a store. It looks like your bathroom. SJB. When you see stuff in the background and it's dark, I would say the main issue with your store is the lighting. It's too dark. You already know how to sell. You've sold tons of things. You're just not getting premium prices and you have really slow sell-through rate. Your titles are on point. Size, gender, brand, description. But look how dark this is. It just looks like a black blob. Hard to see. My impression is yard sale. And that's what happens with your pricing and your sell-through rate. It's not very good. ID verified. I haven't seen that button in a long time. Top rated, so you're doing a great job. Decent prices on the stuff that you're selling. But very slow sell-through for that size of a store. 1,446. I'd hope you would have, 10 sales per day, but you're not at the 10 sale per day marker. Let's see. Let me search from high to low. Oops. Bunch of Pokemon game stuff. A lot of game stuff. Wow. So you have good stuff. I would just say I'm not sure why so few stuff is selling. Maybe pricing. Maybe your items are stale. Your shipping doesn't seem too expensive. $10 for a card might seem a little much. I don't know what I can say to help this store a lot. I'm not too familiar with these like random toys. But like this, when I walk into the back of Savers and they have all those bags of toys, this is what it reminds me of. Just random one-off toys. Yeah, I wish I could help you more. I'm really curious what this is listed amount for. Let me know what your 1,444 listings, what's the amount listed on that. Email me, I'll take a look at it and see if I can help you from there. Twill and polyester jerseys, okay, I like that. 53 items for sale. 4 items sold in the last month. Um, Titles look fine. Size, your pictures look a little bit dark, but that shouldn't stop you from selling it. 19 sold in the last 3 months, 5 per month, or 6.5 per month. Out of 53, it's not bad. 10% sell through rate. You're right on point. Photos look fine. Free shipping. It's cheap. Description is really, I would get rid of this. This is way too complicated. And you don't need to tell people it's not a Chinese knockoff. Like, it makes your store look really cheap. You're not allowed to sell knockoffs on eBay. When you say it's not fake, in my opinion, it looks fake. I never have to do that. All I have to do is take great photos so people can tell whether or not it's fake for themselves. Um, Good vintage stuff. I like it. Titles look fine. Pricing looks like it's all home runs, so which is great. Look how many watchers you have. So you obviously know how to price your items correctly. Um, this category, I'm not sure if vintage jerseys sell really, really fast or not, but I think you might be scaring some customers away with your verbiage. Um, yeah, if you reject offers, it lowers you in the rankings. I would not do that. I would either counter or ignore. Counter or ignore. If you're going to reject it, then each time you reject it, you're letting eBay know that in you're not interested in negotiating. Let's see. If I enter an offer of $30, does it auto decline? Let's find out. Yeah, auto decline. So your ranking just dropped on this item. So there's no reason to do that because now you're just hurting yourself. Unless you like low sell through rate, I would definitely counter. Let's see, 53. But that being said, you have decent sell through rate. Let me know what your goal is for eBay. Like, do you want to get a certain amount of income? How much is your 52 items listed for? Your store is really small. It's really hard to make any decisions. But let me just go over the 6 things again. First impression is you're a talented seller because all your stuff has a lot of watchers. Really high. You're great at picking, right? Titles are fine. Your pricing is on point. Otherwise, people wouldn't be looking at it. Your description is a little bit annoying to me because people with great customer service don't say those kinds of things usually. Unless you get a lot of annoying people in your category, but I don't think so. I know people who collect vintage stuff. They're not like that. So they're not like really that annoying. If you really are that annoyed, then just take off best offer. Photos look okay. They're a little dark, and your product mix is good. You don't have anything under $20. You're selling the good stuff. Okay. Also, there are a lot of sellers that sell fakes, but again, I would rather you let your photos do the talking than tell people it's not fake. Okay, next one is Fresh Kicks and Cleats. Good name. Love your picture. No store. Oh, actually, you do have a store, but you can't click to it. Replenishables, good work. Love your photos, stock photos, no categories, doesn't matter. Selling a lot of cheap stuff like this vest. Good titles. Photos look fine because most of them are stock. The ones that are not stock look a little bit dark. So titles are okay. My first impression is that you do a lot of retail arbitrage or you ordered a pallet online to resell, which is great. Yeah, good professional, clean looking store so far. Titles look fine. This is the MSRP I was talking about. I like that. You have the gender. Your titles look great. Your pricing looks okay. Let's look at your description. Uh, Description's fine. So you have 277 items for sale. There were some replenishables, so I may not be able to see exactly 30 sold. So not bad, 15% sell through rate, which is good for new items. They don't necessarily sell really fast unless you price them to move. Yep, store looks fine. So let me know what your goals are for your store. I recommend getting the 250 listings up. Oh, you already have that. So maybe the next level. Go to the 500 to 1,000 listings level and get a premium store. But everything looks good. Let's go to the next one. Second Avenue. Second E Avenue. Top rated seller. Maybe 20 items sold out of 400. So relatively slow sell through rate. 40 sales per month. A lot of, let's see how many are auctions. 123. So not too many auctions, mostly buy now, which is what I think you should do. You do not have a store. No store? Okay, you're wasting money because you need the store to get 25 bucks get you 250 listings. So you're paying 20 or 30 cents per listing. You just paid more than that in fees by not having a store. Well, you also can't run sales or anything without a store. So let's look at auctions. 24 auctions. I wouldn't auction any of this stuff. I would just lower the price to like 12 shipped, 10 shipped, 8 shipped. I think it'll move quicker. Again, I don't know. I just have never seen small stores run auctions in women's clothing. It just looks like they're desperate and they're not doing a good job picking in the first place. And they had that huge variability in sales. I don't know if you follow the Posh Hanger, but she runs auctions a lot and her sales are all over the place, and that scares me. I don't like doing that. I like having the consistent three, four, $500 in sales a day, and it doesn't change Monday through Friday because I don't have any auctions. You just build up your inventory and allow that to happen. So 396. Let me know where you want to go. Your titles look fine. Photos look a little bit inconsistent, but they look clear. Your pricing is okay. Let's look at your description. Description's fine. Offers welcome. Your product mix is too much cheap stuff. You have some good branded stuff, but again, super competitive. I don't know much about the women's category other than things don't sell very fast. So I'm not a huge fan of things that don't sell fast, but women's clothing is tough because you're competing with millions of sellers, and I don't know. I don't know. Let me know what your goals are so I can maybe help you out with it. But your listings look fine to me, other than inconsistent ways that you take photos, and potentially your prices are too high to compete, to really move it. Sabrina's Closet. What's up? If you do Sabrina's Closet right off the bat, you're letting people know that you're willing to get rid of stuff. So I don't know if I like that name. And you're selling stuff really cheap, like $10, which makes sense. That's what you sell stuff out of your closet for. Um, Great consistency with your photos. Looks like you're very professional. Um, yeah, all basic clothing. So I would expect with 49 listings, you to get $5 maybe net profit at the most, probably less. So $150 of profit here for you. Great way to earn some extra money. So if you want to just liquidate your store, that's great. Titles look fine. Pricing looks okay. Pictures are fantastic. Your descriptions short and to the point. There's no measurements though, so you should probably add measurements so you don't get returns for that reason. And your product mix, it's hard to say. You only have 50 items and nothing over $25, so you're gonna struggle. You need to get an ASP of really around $30 to really make it as a solo eBay seller. So either get hundreds more items or thousands more items, or get some stuff that's more expensive, and at least get up to 250 listings so you can maximize your basic store. Shiku's Place, what's up? 322 results. 77 sold or feedback in the last year. So this store is under 1 year old. Great job on making sure that you keep people happy. I personally think flat lay looks better than the hanger by a lot. 322, you have 9 auctions. I don't recommend auctions at all for this stuff. I would do like 10 shipped, 9 shipped, 8 shipped, just to save time. Once you have an amount of listings building up, you can even out your sales. So a lot of cheap stuff. I'd get rid of free shipping for sure. A lot of women's clothing that's cheap. Yeah, so this is stuff that on average is going to get $12 shipped. Title looks good. The gender, photos look fine. They're a little bit dark, but overall okay. Yeah, I mean, your photos look fine. Your pricing looks okay. Let's look at your description. Whoa. Whoops. I accidentally sold one like this. I'm like, what? Okay. Why do they have to open it in a new browser? Oh, now you have HTML description? I hope you're not doing that on all your listings. That's probably not mobile friendly. Oh no, you have it here. I don't know why that other one had that. Yeah, this is fine. Description's fine. Um, Overall impression of your store, very professional. Um, Not that much good stuff in it. Mainly just looks like random finds. Nice little wrap dress. Yeah, no, it's good stuff. I don't know much about the women's clothing category other than the successful sellers that I have seen that make decent money sell thousands of items at under $20. So I don't know how to do it in this category other than scaling an insane amount of items. But 322 titles look good, pricing looks good. 18 feedback. Let's see the sell through. 322. Sell through rate of 125. So 40 out of. See, I think of all these stores, 90% of them have 12% sell through rate. That's the rate, 12%. So, like, whatever amount of profit that you make, divide that by 12% to get the number of listings that you need to make the money that you want to make, because it's extremely consistent. Almost everybody in this all the stores I've reviewed have the identical sell-through rate. So that also goes to say the conspiracy theory that everyone gets the same amount of traffic on eBay. They distribute it amongst everyone, and if that's the case, then you just need to have a huge store to sell this kind of stuff. So, um, otherwise, I don't know what to say. You have a good product mix, good photos, descriptions are on point, pricing is fine, titles are okay. I just think you need more items. At least get 250 items in your store. Reach out to me. Let me know what you're going for. Actually, you have 322. 322 items in your store. It's not a very. I mean, it's just not enough. I don't have enough stuff for me to really make any decisions. Um, because your sell through rate's fine. Your sell through rate's exactly the same as everybody else's. You're not doing anything wrong. Let's go to the next one. Barone Happy 2016. What's going on? 1,364 items. 1,071. 70. So like look at the difference in 4 times as many items and basically 3.5 times more and basically 3.5 times more feedback. So similar sell-through rates, but just way more items in this store, 1,000 more items. Similar stuff, great photos. You got the full background. Um, yeah, everything looks good here. I think that the photos are too dark. Description of the title is fine. Using the gender, size. I hate auctions for clothing because they don't work unless you like selling stuff for $1 plus shipping. All of this stuff is underpriced. Like this would have sold for 10 shipped for sure. This Pendleton shirt would have sold for $20 shipped for sure. With you could just do $20. Actually, these are auctions that haven't ended yet. 94 of them. Whoa. Actually, I take that back. 94 current auctions. Let's see what's sold and let's do auctions. 10, 10, 10, 7, 8. So, okay, this is my theory. You should email me and let you know what you think. But I think that if you just price these junky clothing items at 10 or 12 shipped, they just sell and you don't need to wait a full week. Could be wrong, but if you're gonna wait, you might as well get $10 for it. I don't know. It's up to you, but $199 free shipping. You're getting crushed on these bids. This is gonna be $575 to ship this pair of pants.